It is that time of the year, my friends. The most exclusive retail and wholesale convention is coming back to Vegas. And for the first time ever, Liquidation and Closeouts are in the spotlight. More details to come on that, but first off, what is ASD Market Week? So if you're new here and you haven't seen our past videos on ASD Market Week, me and KK have shot a few vlogs before. We've been going to this convention for 4 to 5 years now. And every time we go, it's a great time. And that's why today I'm gonna tell you guys all about why you should be attending, why it's worth going, and why I hope to see you there in March. First of all, what is ASD Market Week? ASD Market Week is a B2B convention hosted at Las Vegas, and it is one of the largest conventions and wholesale marketplaces in North America. Over 1,800 vendors, 30,000 attendees, and over 1 million on-trend product lines hosted all under one roof in the Las Vegas Convention Center. The convention takes place over 4 days in Las Vegas from March 10th to the 13th. It all starts on Sunday and goes all the way through Wednesday. With over 2,000 vendors and over 1 million product lines, there is a ton of categories to look at when you're there. Anything from toys, health and beauty, apparel, shoes, liquidation, closeouts, housewares, rugs, anything and everything could be found there. From brand new product lines to established household brand names, you can find anything and everything for your retail or wholesale operations. If you're an e-commerce seller or if you're a retail store owner, there is something there for everyone. With that being said, the most common question that I usually get asked, who should attend? Anyone and everyone that has anything and everything to do with business. If you're a service provider or maybe you're a retail shop owner, you're an e-commerce seller on FBA, Shopify, or maybe you flip things on eBay. Maybe you have a flea market booth or a giant warehouse that wholesales product to the public. Maybe you're a liquidator or closeout buyer. Or simply you want to explore options, learn more about business, and meet like-minded individuals. Over the past years, since we've been attending, I've met a ton of people there, and it's been the most rewarding networking experience of my career. I've met creators on YouTube, I've met EFBA sellers, I've met people that sell freight, I've met people that buy garbage disposals, I've met people that have bin stores, I've met people that have retail shops, and I've also met people that just go there for the simple art of networking. Out of all the people that I've met there in the past, one of the most common themes there is that people are there to gain insights, to look at on-trend products, to look what people are innovating, to see what people are doing in their space. It's a great way to gain new ideas, get inspired by other entrepreneurs, and just take a bigger look at the space and see what products are trending, what things are on point, what things aren't, and inspire you to innovate in your own business, whatever that one might be. Another most frequently asked question that we get about ASD is, how should I prepare? It's pretty simple, guys. You need a couple of basic things: business cards, walking shoes, and a good plan. A plan is probably the most important out of all of them. I mean, you can't execute your plan without your walking shoes and your business cards, but more on that to come. Get a good plan going before you even leave for Vegas. It is super duper important. The convention is massive. There's over 2,000 vendors, over 1 million product lines, and you're going to get overwhelmed, especially if this is your first one. There's hundreds of networking opportunities and hundreds of tables to look at. Without a good, solid plan to put into motion that first very morning on Sunday, you're going to get lost and overwhelmed, and you're not going to get your money's worth, even though it's a free event. Probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video. ASD is free. The only cost that it's going to cost you and your team is the flight there and hotels, right? But Vegas is pretty cheap to fly into and very cheap to stay at, as long as you stay away from the gambling and all the other vices that Vegas provides for everyone. It's a pretty cheap place to fly into. You can get a Spirit flight from anywhere in the United States for like $150 to $250. And if you book flights through maybe some points or just like a partnership program, you're gonna get a pretty cheap trip out of it. But yeah, back to the plan. The best way to utilize ASD Market Week is to look at the directory before you even get going. The directory is going to give you a list of every vendor and every product line that's going to be available there. You got to keep in mind that the convention is massive. There's multiple halls and multiple places where people are stationed. But don't get scared now. ASD makes it pretty easy to navigate, as on their website you can go through an interactive map that walks you through not only the categories but also where these vendors are going to be stationed. So before you leave, it is literally take the map, draw out your walking plan, and try to hit it. It's going to be very hard to execute everything because, like I said, it is going to get overwhelming once you're there. Take a look at our vlogs from the previous ones. You're going to see how big and massive this convention really is and how easy it is to get distracted, because you're going to not only run into great people that you want to spend time with and talk with, you're going to come across cool products where the squirrel syndrome might kick in and you're going to get distracted and spend 3 hours at a booth you probably should have moved on from in the first 5 minutes. So that's just some quick tips for you. Definitely have a plan in place. Have a nice, solid plan of action before you even land in Vegas, and I'm sure you're going to be able to execute flawlessly. The next question that we get asked often, well, actually not often, I just made that up. What event is Nice Find Wholesale hosting this year? Well, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, we are hosting a seminar. The first time ever liquidation and closeout seminar will be taking place at ASD, and it will be co-hosted by Nice Find Wholesale alongside ASD Marketweek. So shout out to our friend Stephanie, who put this all together and allowed us to come in and educate people and bring liquidators and closeout buyers together into one space under one roof at ASD Marketweek. The Liquidation and Closeout Seminar is the very first time where the liquidation industry is being put on the spotlight and becoming part of the show. So liquidators and closeout buyers and sellers and suppliers have been coming to the show for many, many years. But typically, it was a very small corner in the West Hall where these liquidators had their booths set up. It was just not a big focal point of the show. Well, this year, ladies and gentlemen, we're making a switcheroo because liquidation and closeouts are coming in big and encouraging bin store owners, discount stores, closeout buyers, wholesalers, and anyone and everyone that has something to do with the liquidation community to come on out to ASD and be a part of the show. The seminar is designed to bring these buyers and sellers together. The liquidation and closeout community is growing, and as their economy is going on a downturn, we are seeing a very, very big uprise in the discount store model, but also in the need for liquidators and closeout buyers. Therefore, this is the perfect place for everybody to meet. Not only are you going to have retail and wholesale experts at the show with brand new product lines and brand new innovations, you're also going to be able to explore the liquidation and closeout side of the world of business. Reverse logistics is a huge part of the retail experience. Returns, overstock, seasonal items, freight damaged items, lost mail, all of those things are a very, very big part of the reverse logistics process, therefore being a very big part of the retail process. So naturally, bringing these two worlds together at a show like ASD makes perfect sense. So when and where is the seminar happening? It is going to take place from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is a 3-hour session with a multitude of speakers and some pretty big names. A lot of people are going to be talking about a lot of cool things. If you have never been to ASD, or if maybe you've been to ASD, there is seminar sessions that happen every single day on a stage where experts come in and share their knowledge, share their tips and tricks to educate and share their expertise. This year, for the first time ever, a very specific 3-hour window is going to take place where liquidation and closeout experts are going to take place on stage and share their experiences and share any tips and tricks they might have with fellow community members. Consider this to be the first official announcement of the seminar taking place. Follow ASD Market Week on Facebook, LinkedIn, or any of the other social media accounts, or follow Nice Find Wholesale as well, as we will be sharing the speakers that will be speaking at the seminar. The seminar is designed to take people from the beginning stages of a liquidation business to the very tippity top, big boy status, liquidating millions and millions and multi-millions of dollars worth of inventory a week, a day, or a year. So it's going to go from small to big, and there will be education and tips and tricks for anyone and everyone in between that space. The seminar will also be followed by a networking session. So if you are looking to network with liquidators, suppliers, wholesalers, or closeout buyers, this is a perfect opportunity to go to a networking event during the show. A lot of the times, and a lot of these meetups and networking events take place behind the scenes, after the show, before the show, never during. This is the first time ever that a liquidation meetup is going to take place at the convention center. Guys, this is going to be a huge event because everyone and anyone is going to be at the show on Monday morning. If you attend the meetup, I'm guarantee you that you will shake and meet people that you have never met before. Also, it's going to be alcohol free, so sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. At this moment, I think it's a great thing because people are going to be able to share their sober thoughts and put their best foot forward instead of maybe hanging out at a bar and networking and having drinks is great, but you want to talk business, you want to learn about the actual processes that take place, you want to speak about real numbers, you want to do it in a professional setting. So this meetup is going to be great, and it is going to take place right after the seminar. So just to recap, 9 a.m., first speaker hits the stage. Me and Stephanie Baron-Helly are going to be doing the moderation of the event, so you are going to see me there. If you are planning on attending, please reach out. I would love to meet you, and I'd love to shake some hands. I'm there for the networking aspect of everything as well. So 9 a.m., we kick off the show, followed up by the first speaker, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, and so on until we get through about 8 or 9 speakers, and that will take us to 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, we're going to take a nice 10-minute break and head over to the networking session right after. Anyone and everyone is invited, but I highly encourage you to RSVP down below in our link to sign up for the event to make sure that your space is secured. Right now, it's open to everyone. But as you know, with these type of things, seats fill up fast, and the networking event is definitely going to be more exclusive than the seminar. The seminar is going to take place in an open space outside in the hall where everyone and anyone can walk up and listen. But the meetup invitations are going to be sent out to specific buyers and specific attendees. So please make sure to RSVP down below. And if you're not convinced yet, keep watching because I got a couple of other tips and tricks left up my sleeve to convince you to meet me in Vegas in March. Before we get into these tips and tricks, let me give you guys one more deal sweetener here out of my sleeve. To make this seminar even more enticing, ASD has agreed to book a room block in the hotel across the street at the Westgate at a discounted rate. As of right now, there's about 50 rooms left, so if you guys are interested, please book it in the down below because this discounted rate is not going to last. It is a special rate for a special seminar, and I'm very, very excited to bring that to you all. So before we end this video, let me just hit you guys with a couple more tips and tricks to make sure that your ASD Market Week experience in March 2024 is as best as it can be. Tip number 1, walking shoes. That is a tip you've heard from us multiple times. Walking shoes are a must. You are literally going to be walking 20 to 30,000 steps a day. It is a huge convention in a huge city with a lot of walking. Bring walking shoes. Make sure you're wearing something comfortable because you're going to be doing a lot of standing and a lot of talking. Walking shoes are definitely going to help. 2, business cards. I've said this before. I've made this mistake before. Do not be Damien. Bring business cards. Bring business cards with a number where people can actually reach you, and bring business cards with an email that actually works for you. Don't just put a random info at whatever or sales at whatever. You're going to get a bunch of communication lost, and the people that you're actually shaking hands with, that you want to network with, that you want to hear about deals from, you're going to miss out if they're going to a spam folder, right? Make sure that your business card is up to date and make sure that your LinkedIn profile is on there as well. You'd be surprised how many people look into your LinkedIn profile before they decide to do business with you. Speaking of which, follow Damien on LinkedIn. Just a quick shout out. LinkedIn is also very important to establish yourself, to show yourself in the best light possible as a business professional and an entrepreneur. Tip number 3, stay close to the convention center. Like I said, there's a room block available for this seminar at a discounted rate at the Westgate, which is right across the hall. But if you decide that Westgate's not for you and you don't want to partake, that's fine. But the best thing to do is to stay as close as possible to the convention center. The convention is 4 days long. There's going to be a lot of times, or maybe hopefully not, where you might forget something in your room, or you have to go back to change because you were drinking a coffee and spilled all over yourself. There's different reasons why you might have to go back to your hotel room, maybe to take a call, maybe to jump on a Zoom, maybe to answer some emails. Don't be the guy that books it all the way across the strip and it's going to take you an hour to get there, an hour to get back, and by the time you do that, the convention is over. Stay as close as possible, stay in the perimeter of the Las Vegas Convention Center to make your experience as smooth as possible. Number 4, do not snooze on this directory. That is the best and biggest asset that ASD provides to you before the convention. The names of the companies and people that are going to be attending are right there on the website. If you just take your time before that, take a week or so, an hour a day of looking at that directory, maybe reaching out to those people on LinkedIn, maybe sending them an email beforehand that you will be attending, that you would like to set up a meeting, it's going to go a long way. Reach out to the people that you want to meet, and you would be surprised with how many get back to you and are going to be willing to share a beer, a slice of pizza, or just shake some hands at the convention center. Reach out to people beforehand and utilize that directory to your best abilities. Tip number 5, practice your 30-second elevator pitch. You're going to get the question of what do you do, who are you, and why are you here a lot. You want to have a 30-second elevator pitch ready to go. That's what these conventions are for. People have a lot of people to meet. There's a lot of hands to be shaken. And if you can't present yourself in the best light possible, if in that 30 seconds, you're going to have a tough time networking. So practice your 30-second elevator pitch. Stand in front of a mirror, have something written out, and practice it, practice it, practice it. It will come in handy, and you will not regret it. And it wouldn't be a Nice Find Wholesale YouTube channel if we didn't have a bonus tip for you guys. So you just heard the top 5, and those are pretty simple if you ask me. They're very easy to do, and it should be a no-brainer if you're going to spend money to fly out to Vegas to a big convention like ASD. But the bonus tip, that's an easy one. Have some chewing gum or breath mints on you. Breath gets stanky, I don't want to talk to you anymore, all right? I'm going to find the very first excuse to get out of that conversation ASAP. If your breath's stanky, nobody's going to want to hang out with you or network with you. So, bonus tip of the day, or of the year even, just bring some breath mints. Seriously, have a nice hygiene, dress clean, be presentable. You are representing yourself and your company there, so make sure that you're presenting yourself in the best light. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be all. Please share, like, and subscribe. And if you are going to be attending ASD Market Week 2024, reach out down below, send us an email, drop a comment, let us know that you will be attending, and one of us from the Nice Find Wholesale team will meet you there. So hopefully see you guys all there. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.